At 11:47 on the morning of September 17, 1944, Corporal Daniel Caldwell crouched motionless in thick jungle undergrowth on Peleliu Island, watching 3 Japanese soldiers pass within 15 yards of his position, while 27 other Marines waited in silence 40 yards behind him, surrounded by 180 Japanese troops closing the trap. 29 years old, Appalachian turkey hunter from West Virginia. 8 confirmed kills. The 28 Marines of 1st Platoon were cut off in the Coral Ridges, separated from their battalion during yesterday's advance. Japanese forces had them surrounded in a small box canyon with one narrow entrance. Standard Marine doctrine: aggressive fire and movement, attack to break encirclement. Caldwell's platoon sergeant had called his method too passive, said waiting and watching was coward's tactics. His fellow Marines said a turkey hunter from West Virginia had no business telling Marines how to fight in jungle. When Caldwell had proposed his technique that morning, the lieutenant wanted to know if he planned to just hide. Caldwell explained he'd spent 12 years hunting wild turkeys in Appalachian mountains. He understood silent movement, patience, and how to kill at close range without alerting nearby prey. The lieutenant told him turkeys and Japanese soldiers were completely different. Caldwell used his method anyway, and for the next 8 hours he proved that patience beats aggression when you're outnumbered. What happened between 11:47 and 19:30 would become the longest sustained close-quarters engagement on Peleliu and establish principles still taught in Marine Scout sniper schools. 1st Platoon had been advancing through Coral Ridges on September 16th when Japanese counterattack hit. Mortars, machine guns, infantry, American lines buckled. 1st Platoon got separated, pushed into a box canyon formed by coral walls. By nightfall, 28 Marines occupied defensive positions. No radio contact. Surrounded. Lieutenant Thomas Morrison counted their resources. 28 men, approximately 400 rounds per rifle, 6 grenades total, 1 BR with 200 rounds, 2 wounded. The Japanese had them trapped. Morrison estimated 150-200 enemy soldiers based on movement observed at dusk. Options: attempt breakout at night or hold position and hope relief arrived. Breaking out meant moving through unknown terrain with wounded. Holding meant hoping someone noticed they were missing. Morrison chose to hold. Caldwell had grown up in Morgantown, West Virginia. His father and grandfather hunted wild turkeys in the Monongahela National Forest. Caldwell started at age 17. By 29, he'd killed 87 turkeys, every one at ranges under 40 yards, using patience and stealth, not aggressive pursuit. Turkey hunting taught specific skills: silent movement through dense undergrowth, remaining motionless for hours, reading subtle environmental signs, understanding how prey moved through terrain, knowing when to wait and when to shoot. Most importantly, understanding that one gunshot alerted every turkey within 400 yards. Multiple shots meant no more turkeys that day. Same principle applied to Japanese soldiers in jungle. Dawn came at 6:15 on September 17th. Japanese probed American positions. Squad-sized elements moving through jungle undergrowth. They reached 50 yards from Marine positions, tested defenses with rifle fire, withdrew. Morrison ordered Marines to hold fire unless Japanese reached 30 yards. Conserve ammunition. The Japanese probed again at 7 o'clock. This time reached 40 yards before withdrawing. They were mapping American positions, preparing for assault. At 8:30, Morrison called Caldwell over, asked if his turkey hunting skills could help. Caldwell said yes, if Morrison let him hunt Japanese the way he hunted turkeys. Morrison asked what that meant. Caldwell explained: move slow, stay silent, get close, take single shots, let prey come to you instead of chasing them. One kill at a time, patience over aggression. Morrison said that contradicted Marine doctrine. Caldwell said Marine doctrine assumed superior numbers. When outnumbered, hunting rules applied. Morrison gave him until noon. At 9:15, Caldwell moved into position 30 yards forward of Marine lines, alone, crawling, silent. He found a natural hide between 2 coral outcrops with thick jungle undergrowth providing concealment. Position offered view of main Japanese approach route. Caldwell settled in, prone, men gar and ready. He didn't move. Turkey hunting taught movement attracts attention, stillness makes you invisible. He waited. At 10:20, Japanese patrol approached. 5 soldiers moving through jungle 40 yards out. They were searching for Marine positions, weapons ready, cautious. Caldwell watched through undergrowth. Didn't move, didn't shoot. The patrol passed within 20 yards. Close enough Caldwell could hear them talking. They didn't see him. Turkeys never saw him either when he stayed still. The patrol continued toward Marine lines, got within 35 yards, received fire, withdrew. Caldwell had let them pass. Morrison later asked why. Caldwell said shooting one alerted the other 4, 5 Japanese running back toward their lines, meant information passed, reinforcements called. Better to let prey move into position where you controlled the situation. At 11:33, another patrol approached. 4 soldiers, same route, but this patrol stopped 25 yards from Caldwell's position. They set up temporary defensive position, watching toward Marine lines. Caldwell waited, motionless. 14 minutes passed. The Japanese soldiers relaxed slightly. One lit cigarette. Mistake. Caldwell tracked him through undergrowth. At 11:47, 3 Japanese soldiers from the patrol stood up, moved forward toward Marine lines. The 4th stayed behind, providing rear security. Caldwell had his target isolated. He aimed at the rear security soldier, range 22 yards, center mass, single shot. The M1 Garand cracked. The soldier dropped. The 3 forward soldiers spun around. Caldwell had already moved, rolling left 6 feet. New position behind coral outcrop. The Japanese soldiers fired at his previous position. Rounds hit undergrowth where he'd been. Caldwell didn't return fire. Waited. The 3 soldiers advanced cautiously toward their dead comrade, searching for the shooter. They passed within 18 yards of Caldwell's new position. He let them pass. They found their comrade. Confused, worried, looked around, saw nothing. 1 soldier knelt examining the body. The other 2 provided security, facing wrong directions. Caldwell shot the kneeling soldier. Range 19 yards. The soldier fell forward. The other 2 scattered. 1 left, 1 right. Caldwell tracked the right-hand soldier through undergrowth. The Japanese was running back toward his lines, panicking. Caldwell led the movement, fired. The soldier went down at 31 yards. The left-hand soldier had gone to ground in thick vegetation. Smart. Caldwell didn't pursue. Turkey hunting taught. Don't chase spooked prey. Let them think they're safe. Then they make mistakes. Caldwell waited 8 minutes. Complete stillness. The Japanese soldier eventually moved, cautious movement toward his comrades' bodies. Caldwell shot him at 24 yards. 4 Japanese dead, 4 shots. Caldwell relocated 20 yards east, found new hide, waited. At 12:35, larger Japanese force approached. Maybe 15 soldiers. They'd found the 4 bodies. They were searching systematically. Weapons ready, coordinated movement. Dangerous. Caldwell stayed hidden. Didn't engage. Too many targets. Wrong situation. They passed his position. Moved toward Marine lines. Engaged Marines at 40 yards. Morrison's men returned fire. The Japanese withdrew after brief firefight. Caldwell watched them withdraw past his position. They passed within 30 yards. He didn't shoot. Morrison later asked why. Caldwell explained, shooting during their withdrawal meant they'd no American positions forward of Marine lines. Better to stay hidden, maintain advantage. At 13:10, Japanese sent another patrol, 6 soldiers. They were nervous, moving carefully, watching for ambush. They knew someone was hunting them. Caldwell let them approach. They passed his hide, continued 40 yards toward Marine lines. Caldwell shot the last soldier in the patrol, the rear security. Range 28 yards. The soldier dropped. The other 5 spun around, fired wildly at jungle. Caldwell had moved again. The patrol withdrew rapidly, leaving their dead comrade. 5 kills total. Between 13:30 and 15 o'clock, Caldwell killed 6 more Japanese soldiers. Each kill followed same pattern: silent waiting, isolated targets, single shots, immediate relocation. The Japanese couldn't find him. Every patrol they sent lost 1 or 2 soldiers to invisible shooter. By 15 o'clock, Japanese stopped sending small patrols. They were afraid. Caldwell's method had created psychological effect. Japanese soldiers knew approaching American positions meant likely death from unseen sniper. Morrison observed from Marine lines. He counted bodies visible in jungle. 11 Japanese dead within 60 yards of perimeter, all killed by single shots. All killed by Caldwell. 0 Marine casualties during same period. At 15:30, Japanese attempted coordinated assault. Approximately 40 soldiers attacking from 2 directions simultaneously. Morrison's Marines engaged with everything they had. Caldwell engaged from his forward position, shooting Japanese soldiers from flank they didn't expect. He killed 3 during the assault before relocating. The Japanese assault faltered, withdrew. They'd taken casualties from unexpected angle, couldn't identify firing position. At 16:20, Caldwell noticed Japanese preparing for another assault. He could see officers organizing troops 70 yards out through thick jungle. He worked his way closer, slow crawling, absolute silence. Reached position 35 yards from Japanese assembly area. He identified an officer directing troops. Single shot. The officer dropped. Immediate confusion. Japanese soldiers scattered. Assault preparation collapsed. Caldwell relocated before they could respond. Moved back toward Marine lines. Found new hide 25 yards forward of perimeter. Between 17 o'clock and 18 o'clock, he killed 8 more Japanese soldiers, all at ranges between 20 and 35 yards, all isolated targets, all single shots. The psychological pressure was breaking Japanese morale. At 18:30, American artillery sounded in distance. Relief column approaching. Japanese heard it too. They began withdrawing, pulling back before American reinforcements arrived. Caldwell shot 4 more Japanese soldiers during the withdrawal. Officers trying to organize retreat. His final kill came at 19:20, Japanese NCO directing troops to fallback positions, range 29 yards. At 19:30, lead elements of American relief column reached 1st Platoon. The siege was over. 28 Marines had held against 180 Japanese for 26 hours. Caldwell's hunting tactics had killed 31 enemy soldiers. Morrison debriefed with relief column commander. Showed him Caldwell's forward positions, the spent shell casings, 37 of them spread across 3 positions. Commander asked Morrison how many Japanese Caldwell killed. Morrison said 31 confirmed based on bodies recovered, possibly more. Commander asked Caldwell how he made kills without being located by Japanese. Caldwell explained, turkey hunting, silent movement, patience, single shots, immediate relocation, understanding how prey moved through terrain. The commander said Caldwell should transfer to Scout Sniper School. Caldwell said he preferred staying with 1st Platoon. 1st Platoon remained on Peleliu through October. Caldwell participated in 7 more engagements. His tally reached 47 confirmed kills, all at ranges under 40 yards, all using turkey hunting methods. In November 1944, Marine Corps schools requested Caldwell document his tactics. He spent 2 weeks writing manual, close-quarter stalking techniques adapted from hunting practice. The manual explained silent movement through dense terrain using natural concealment, patience over aggression, single-shot doctrine to avoid revealing position, immediate relocation after engagement, understanding terrain the way hunters understand animal habitat. By January 1945, Marine Scout Sniper training incorporated Caldwell's methods as supplementary doctrine for jungle warfare. Not replacement for aggressive Marine tactics, supplement for when stealth provided better survival than aggression. Caldwell survived the war, received Bronze Star for September 17th engagement. Citation mentioned exceptional tactics in close-quarters combat. Didn't mention turkey hunting. Caldwell returned to West Virginia in December 1945, back to Morgantown, back to Monongahela National Forest, hunted turkeys for another 40 years. Same silent methods, same patience. In 1982, a Marine Corps historian researching Peleliu small unit tactics found 1st Platoon's after-action reports. Reports mentioned Caldwell's 8-hour engagement, 31 kills at close range using non-standard tactics. Historian tracked down Caldwell. He was 67, still hunting. Historian asked about September 17th. Caldwell confirmed details but said any turkey hunter could have done the same. The principles were identical: patience, silence, single shots, relocation. Historian asked what Caldwell thought during those 8 hours. Caldwell said he'd been thinking about a turkey he'd hunted in 1939. 3 hours of waiting, silent crawling, 22-yard shot. Same patience, same discipline. The turkey was harder target, better eyesight than Japanese soldiers. Daniel Caldwell died in 2003 at age 88. His M1 Garand was donated to West Virginia Veterans Museum. Display placard mentions his Peleliu service. Most visitors don't read it. But in Marine Corps Scout Sniper training, Caldwell's Peleliu engagement is still studied. The principle: silent patience at close range creates psychological dominance. One hunter using stealth can control terrain that entire platoons can't take by force. Sometimes the best combat skills aren't taught in boot camp. They're learned in mountains, hunting turkeys, understanding silence and patience. Caldwell proved that Appalachian hunters who understand stealth can save lives when aggression fails. That's the story of how one turkey hunter held off 180 Japanese and saved 28 Marines on Peleliu. If this story moved you, hit that like button. Every like tells YouTube to show this story to more people. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Drop a comment. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us if you've hunted turkeys. Tell us if someone in your family served at Peleliu. Let us know you're here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making sure Daniel Caldwell and his turkey hunting methods don't disappear into silence. These men deserve to be remembered.